Hello, Facebook ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hello, guys. It's me again. Happy New Year to everyone, and I wish you health because without health we have nothing. So nothing matters without health. So now that we passed the thing of health, let's talk a little bit about Facebook ads. And the truth is that. Also bear with me because I haven't done a podcast for a long period, so maybe this is going to be a little bit slower, but I think that I will get the hang out of it soon and we will be back to normal. It has been an intense year. We have discussed these things on the previous podcast and everything, but I feel like this year was a very big milestone for me. I hit the 10k subs that I really wanted. I took so much love from all of you, and the community is super healthy, is not toxic, and I see that the comments are getting better and better in terms of technical questions, and that makes me really happy. We have some of these questions today also. And I think that overall I'm very happy with it. I also met a lot of owners through all of this YouTube effort, and we work together and we have done very good things. We have uploaded some crazy case studies that nobody else has done, as far as I know, of 1 year case study scaling from 30k to 500,000 per month, maintaining ROAS. I haven't seen any video from the 2023 because before I was doing it even more. A lot of the things that we discuss here, they got validated by comments and people saying that how crazy method helped them. I was able to complete the 1 year case study, which was a thing for me, and I wanted to have it there also to prove that all the things that I was saying and I was preparing for before they happened. So it was a big milestone for me, and after that I just relaxed a little bit and I said, okay, now what? And the truth, guys, is that now I have to push myself to go even further, see if these other accounts can scale more, see more advanced strategies, try to understand more things, all of that. I think it's going to be a very interesting year, and of course Facebook never stops amazing us, because now, for example, they have all of these AI features inside the ad level, and they force you to go to the shop. We're going to discuss a little bit about this today also. So a lot of things are going to come this year. I'm going to start preparing for this month and the next month and the other month some series of videos which is all about my strategies for 2024, like account structure, broad targeting, lookalikes, the crazy method, my whole philosophy, agencies, structures and how they work with clients, and all of that for 2024, which is revised from what we have learned from 2023 and what we believe that is going to happen. Now, these are the New Year's goal, of course. For me, ideally, I would like by the end of the year to have 50k subscribers. I don't think that I will be able to, but based on the growth that I see, but maybe it's going to take a bigger snowball effect, some other businesses that I'm doing on the side, I want to invest to them and see if they're going to work or not. And of course, my real estate things that I do, plus that at the end of 2025 we will go to a new house, and we will also have a new studio there, which I think we will make it even better and stuff, and it's going to be nice, across with the fact that this year I'm becoming a father, and I hope that I will be able to give as much time as I can while maintaining a healthy business. So that these are the goals, and I want you to be part of it, and stay on the journey with me, and we will see how it goes. But of course, the podcast is always going to be a place that I'm going to come and I'm going to be honest of what is happening and how it goes. I can see that a lot of you are buying the course lately, and I want to thank you for that. Of course, it's coming also with volume of people. A lot of people ask me if it's still relevant and stuff. I have made a video, if we can put the link so that you can see it. But I can see that the people that they buy it, they don't stay on 5-10% because I'm watching their progress, and I'm seeing that they're watching all of it. After that, I talked with 2 or 3 of them that they wanted to work with me also with Facebook ads, and they told me that it was one of the best courses that they have done. Now, guys, can the course be better? Of course, it's always a better thing to have. But I think that the course and the way that it was made, it has all the fundamentals inside to get you to the right path. As I said, I truly believe that for each ad account, you need to find your own methods. Of course, you can take some of my methods and alter them or make them better, or even if they work as they are, it's fine. But I think that what people miss on Facebook ads is a philosophy and a way of thinking. It's not about finding a blueprint, and I think that the course is doing that exactly so that people can go after that and they can do their own thing because they understand all the fundamentals and how Facebook ads are working. At least this is what people are telling to me after buying the course. Now, what did it happen on December? So basically on December, on some of the accounts that I have scaled, I had serious issues with stock, which is a little bit unfair and cheap in my opinion to have this kind of issues, because you can have another million problems, but when it comes to stock, you can do nothing. It's basically a killer of another account. All of your campaigns that you had, you cannot maintain them. You have to lower budgets or try to maintain them like this, but still it's going to cause issues. So right now on those accounts, I'm trying to, that results are picking up again. I'm trying to see how I'm going to do damage control, how many campaigns from the past ones that I have lost, they're going to work. And the reason is this: if you scaled another account to 200, 300K per month, and basically after that point you're having someone telling you we don't have stock for a month, because it's not like we don't have a stock for a week. That's fine. We don't have stock for a month. So what are you doing is basically either you have to close all of the ads or whatever. If you have campaigns operating for 1 year there, that means that you're going to lose the post IDs. And yes, you can go and you can find the post IDs and use them all over again, but it's not going to be the same. I can tell you that from my personal experience. For some reason, these campaigns are also powerful, and it makes sense also because they also have data as campaigns, not only as post IDs. So the thing is that the only thing that you can do is you try to lower spend. And of course, I'm not talking about not having stock in the whole site. You don't have stock most of the time, it's not the best seller, and the other things are selling. So that's the situation. I'm trying to do damage control. Maybe I will make a video, who knows, from another account that was like this. I did damage control with lower budgets. After coming out from the phase right now that we took back stock, we started with a promotion so that we can bring a lot of traffic inside again and people to convert, along with people that they have been to the site and they didn't buy because of stock. All of the email marketing that was done to inform them that the item is back in stock, and also doing a promotion with retargeting, informing people that everything is back in stock and they can buy it also with a discount code. That being said, right now I will try to see the ROAS recovering and see how many campaigns I can save from the past ones, because some of them maybe they're going to die. I hope that all of them they're going to survive so that I can go back to my previous spends. On other ad accounts, I can tell you that it was pretty good. Of course, the previous year I had some people telling me that Q5, as Meta is calling it, from 25 to 31st was good for them. In this year, nobody told me that, and I haven't seen it doing well across accounts, except from some other accounts that even if a nuclear bomb goes outside and falls, or a meteor falls to Earth, most probably they will continue having good ROAS and selling crazy good accounts. These are one of the other accounts that even even a guy coming out of surgery, having brain surgery and doing ads, he's going to have good results. There are these ad accounts, they exist, and they are the dream customers of each person. The point on these ad accounts is how you scale, not how you maintain them. You can maintain them easily. You just do stupid campaigns and they work. So Q5 was a little bit disappointing. Then at the start of January, we had a little bit of resistance again. I was hoping that it's going to start picking up normally, but this week that we talk and the podcast is coming live. By the way, I had programmed to do the previous week, but I had some issues with all the other accounts, sorting them out and stuff, and I couldn't find any time to do the podcast. So we're coming here. I was planning to start in the previous week. It's better because I'm coming now more relaxed. Maybe I would have done a podcast over there in a super panic way, telling you how bad results are, but the ad accounts are recovering. Like 95% of my ad accounts have recovered completely to the normal results. In the ones that they were not recovering, we have done promotions as a new year resolution or new year or stock out or whatever that may be, so that we can spark it up a little bit, and everything is going smoothly. Right now I'm having almost 0 accounts that they're doing bad. Now, I'm talking about the medium to big accounts. For the small accounts, which are not the ones that so when I'm telling you that this is what is happening across accounts, most of the time I mean from medium to big accounts. For the small accounts, because it can be so random, I can tell you that I have good and bad accounts. It's not something that I'm taking into consideration when I'm telling you that this period is good or bad. Now, one thing that I have learned this year, except from the fact that sometimes you have to push more on Cyber Monday, because I wasn't happy with my spend on Cyber Monday, which was the only flaw on my strategy for the Black Friday, is that a lot of times I say in my videos that you have to maintain your ads and overcome the bad period, or maybe try to lower the spend but not kill them. In some smaller accounts, I have seen that despite the fact that we kept the campaigns, despite the fact that in some cases we lost money for a period because we're doing so well on November and December, and on the last period of December, on the Q5 as we call it, no, we don't call it, Meta calls it. We did bad, and I convinced some small clients to stay like this. And then I hoped that the campaign was going to recover, but in some small accounts it never recovered. So I had to relaunch the campaign, and then it recovered. We're talking about spends of 100 or 200 per day, small spends. The losses also were small for that case, and we will have made already profits on the previous months. But still, I think that it's a mistake. I didn't know it, that I thought that in the small ad accounts, they can recover also. They didn't. So maybe we should say that in smaller accounts we can close ads for a period and start them all over again. At the end of the day, it's $100 or $200. It's not like we're losing something crazy. We lose one campaign. Okay, we can relaunch it after that, and we should not lose in 7 days. So maybe you should not keep your ads in bad periods like 25 to 31st, or when you don't have stock or something, or your site goes down for 2 days or whatever that may be. Maybe you should close your ads and you should start them all over again, because I have seen that it doesn't worth it, It's not like you're preserving something or whatever. Unless if you have a campaign which is there for 6 months, for example, working very well, and you don't want to close it, okay. But if you're in the process of doing ads again and again, training your pixel, trying this and that, and then something is working and then stops working for a bad period, maybe on smaller accounts it's better. It's better to close it. Now, in other cases, I'm 100% right. These other accounts are recovering. We didn't lose the campaigns. Even in some cases, some companies with small losses, which is nothing compared to the money that they made in the previous period. We kept the campaigns, and now we're entering strong the market again. Because in the bigger ad accounts, it's not only about the profits, but it's also about the position that you hold in the market. If you have competitors that they are trying to also to take your place, maybe it's better sometimes to go and to maintain your position, so that when they're going to do their ads, if they close them, they're going to have bad results, while we are going to start with campaigns that they already have data. Along with the fact that we are scaling accounts in these cases, and we want to keep campaigns that they have a lot of social proof, so that they can stay there and they can keep producing as a base, as long as we build new ones that they're going to become also post-ID popular ones, and then so on and so on. This is how we scaled the ad accounts that we have seen in the case studies for the previous year, and this is how we're going to continue. Now, as we said in several other cases, the ultimate goal right now is to try to go as fast as we can to the budget of Black Friday. Of course, in the case of the 500k spend, the new threshold of the ad account is going to be 300 to 350k spent. I'm not going to go to 500,000 spent, but I will go to 500,000 spent before the next Black Friday, so that I can spend 700 to 800k. That's the goal, give or take. So in the other ad accounts, we will see. Maybe I will make other years how they continue as case studies for 2025, and maybe we will have 2-year case studies eventually. That is going to be for sure something that nobody else has done during the period of having a YouTube channel, working also on these case studies. Now, I think we discussed a lot. We have other podcasts during the next weeks to discuss it. Don't forget that we have a very good month coming, which is going to be February, because we have the Chinese New Year. And that means that we're going to have all the dropshippers not advertising, most of them, or the amateurs, whatever, or the people that they don't have stock and they ship from China. All of these people, they stop advertising because Chinese people tell them that don't send us orders, we're not going to fulfill them. And also there's a very big queue after that to the orders, so people avoid it so that they won't have bad score on their page. So February is going to be a good month. It is always a good month because of that. We have lower CPMs on the platform and we can see that we have better results because of that. Let's go to your comments, because I have gathered a lot of these, as you can understand. This time I have done a more heavy filtering, because as you can understand, since we stopped the podcasts for this year. Also the podcast, by the way, for if we want to say, we did 1 year of podcasts, which was also important. And this has also been the point that we have done 3 videos per week in the channel. And we have done it pretty consistently. I thought that we were doing it every week, but my employee told me that we haven't. Maybe we missed something, but I don't remember. Unless if you're referring to the vacations and stuff. So in the other normal period, we were doing always. We didn't miss one.
Pretty much.
Okay, except from this one, this year that we didn't start well, that we missed one. Okay, so the previous year we were consistent, except from the holidays, the Easter, Christmas, and the vacations. That's totally acceptable. What did you want to come on vacations with me? I guess not. Okay, so let's go for the questions. So, as I was scheduling my ads, I got this message on the ad set level. Advanced detailed targeting has been applied. This means we'll expand your audience to include more people beyond your detailed targeting selections when it's likely to improve performance. The same message is also present when you launch lookalike audiences. He's referring to the targeting that we have now, the Advantage Plus targeting. And after that comment, I would like also to talk a little bit about the different AI improvements from Meta on the ad level. I put this comment first because it's one thing that I have also thought when I have seen the Advantage Plus targeting. Let me tell you, before we even read more, that Advantage Plus targeting doesn't work well. I have tested it with several accounts and stuff. It doesn't work well. My friends tell me that it doesn't work well. I don't use it. Maybe it's going to work well in the future, but for now it doesn't. But this comment, I really liked it. First of all, because it's very close to my philosophy. So this person, by watching my videos and stuff, or maybe it's his own personal view on how he sees things, he has been very close to the way that I think about Facebook ads. So, and that's good in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if that's the case, doesn't that make lookalike audiences and interest better than broad? The way when you go broad, Facebook needs some time to navigate through a huge pool of people to figure out what is your ideal customer avatar. With interest lookalikes, you give Facebook that initial direction where to look in this beginning, and once it can't find any more potential customer in a specific interest group, it will go beyond those interests, basically broad. That's how I have found out the Blender method. The Blender method has this way of thinking. When the expand audience button came, we had, for all of you that you don't know, we had an expand audience button, which is, I guess, what here these audiences are doing. But I tried it, just so you know, with lookalikes and with normal audiences, it doesn't work well for some reason. The expand button audience, what it was doing, you were putting, for example, an audience of, let's say, it was 20 million. And you were having then demographics of all genders and stuff. And when you were clicking the expand audience, it was giving you the full potential reach of broad targeting of the demographics, okay? This is how it was working. So if your full potential reach of 18 to 65 plus women was 100 million, and you were putting an audience of 20 million there, it was going to and let's say that this 20 million audience was having 10 million, for example, for this demographic, which was women 1865 plus, because it has 20 million if you put men and women. So let's say that it has 10. When you were going to put it like this, it was having 10 million. And then when you were clicking the expand button audience, it was having 100 million. So this is how I also thought at that point, and I said, that's very interesting, because that means that without that, it's on 10 million, but when you push that, then it goes to 100 million. It means that it expanded to 100 million, but it has to start from somewhere. From where? From the audience. This is how I came up with the Blender method, because you could do lookalikes on the top and interests. But when you were mixing lookalikes with interests, you were not having the full potential reach of lookalikes. So the Blender method was lookalikes with interests, and what it was doing, it was taking with the expand button audience the full potential of the lookalikes. So you were giving a very good direction within the lookalikes that I want you to target these interests that I know that they work, and then expand it to all the lookalikes. So this is the same thing as the Blender method, and this is how I was thinking. Now, in this case, with the Advantage Plus audience, it says that it's expanding it, but we don't have this button to check if it's starting from somewhere. So we don't know that, first of all. We don't know how it's expanding it, okay? Of course, if you put some interest, maybe it's going to expand it by just seeing first the interest. But I can tell you that it didn't work like this, and it didn't work like the Blender method used to work, or the expand button audience used to work, because you could do interest, for example, and do broad targeting like this, and then crazy method, and it was working very well. For example, back in the day, and why I'm saying all of that, if you cannot use anymore the expand button on this, because maybe this is how this is going to end up working. For example, you were having one interest of 20 million, and with the expand button audience, it was taking the full potential reach 240 million. Sorry, but my phone just started ringing. So you were having the expand button audience initially not working, but what happened is that after some point it started working. So I don't know about this one. Maybe it's going to start working, and this is why I'm analyzing it so much. And also because I got excited with the way that you are thinking, okay? I really like when people think so deeply with Facebook ads. So what happened was that you were having an audience, for example, or an interest of 20 million, and when you click the expand button audience, for example, it was going to the full potential reach of United States, 240 million people. And you were seeing that at the start you were not clicking it because it wasn't working, and it was working pretty well, you were having results. Then you could run it with crazy method and put it inside the, check the expand audience, and run it with crazy method with the full potential reach, while it was going to start with this interest that you know that it was working. Maybe one way is, for example, to run interest and then running this interest with crazy method with the expand of Advantage Plus targeting. Maybe this is a solution. These are things that we're going to test, but I can tell you that for now, still the Advantage Plus features are not working so well. And don't get confused with automatic placements, because this is something that it was doing before. Or CBO. CBO, the Advantage Plus budget, it's not, it's CBO. It's the two things that they were working anyway. So in short, you're capable of going broad with interest as well, if the Advanced Plus detailed targeting is applied, but the benefit is that you give Facebook that initial direction where to look in the beginning. Chances are you will see positive ROAS faster, unless I somehow misunderstood this concept. You didn't misunderstand the concept. We don't know how it's expanding the audience. This is why I have also thought of it when it started, but it didn't work like this. And I will keep testing it. And of course, this concept over here is one of the main concepts that I think that this is going to have some application. And we will see how it goes, because this can spark up again the discussions about lookalikes, the blender method, all of that. Okay, this can start all over again. Of course, it's a little bit more limiting from what we used to have, because right now you put different limits on the top and stuff. It's a little bit strange in the way that they have built it up, but we will keep testing it and we will see. Next one. Hi Konstantinos, I really like your content, thank you. In the crazy method, what do you think about adding a couple of copy ad sets to CBO that's not doing well? In order to lowering the budget, another very good concept. In order to lowering the budget per ad set without lowering the whole campaign budget. I've tried it a few times, sometimes the results improved and sometimes the campaign died anyway, thank you. Let me read you my answer. Hi bro, it's a nice thought. I mean creative in a way. I just feel like it's a bit of a gamble to save something that might not worth it. What you propose here might have a good apply when you already have one good ad set working, which takes 50% of more of the budget already. Then it should worth it, but still, I feel like the new ads, when they will be introduced to such a strong ad set, they won't get enough spent anyway. And only if they are lucky to get a sale fast, this might work. That's why I prefer to lower to the budgets and to try a new one. I really enjoyed replying to this. So what he's saying is this: when we are having a CBO campaign and we are optimizing, we're closing some assets, and then we just see what the assets that they are remaining spent yesterday, so that we can set our budget to this budget, so that we're not going to have more spend, which is going to maybe affect the ads that they're staying. Because if something, let's say that we have $200 and we have 4 assets, we close the 2 and the other 2 they're staying because they have good ROAS and sales, and both of them they are spending 50 and 50, so 100. Instead of keeping the $200 campaign, we're doing $100, so that we're not going to disturb what they're doing. Because if we close the other 2, the $100 that the other 2 that we closed were spending, of the 200, they're going to be distributed on the ones that they are already spending 50 and 50. So maybe they're going to spend big, or they get ruined, or they are losing the optimization because we try to scale them. So that's the way that I have found, which is a very good stable way of optimizing CBO campaigns, so that you can actually keep them and not ruin them. A lot of times I could see that a lot of campaigns were getting ruined after the closing of some ad sets, and this is the way that I have found to stabilize it. Now, the way that this person is saying to optimize is that, okay, I'm having the 50 and 50 staying, so I'm going to put 2 or 3 ads inside, new ones, that they are going to take some of this budget that is being liberated. Now, I think, because also a way of thinking, the way of optimizing doesn't mean that we want to start with $200 campaigns and end up with a campaign of 30. That defeats the whole purpose. This is not scaling, or this is not a viable budget. But we want to have from 200 to 100, it's still totally fine. You can do another 200 one and get another one which is going to have 100 to 100, which is 200 to your total budget. The thing here is this: he's proposing to introduce inside new ad sets that they're just going to take some of this budget. First of all, you don't know how much budget they're going to take. When you have a campaign, a CBO campaign, which is optimizing for a period and is having some ad sets taking budget, the new ad sets are not going to take necessarily the budget that you want. They're just going to take less budget, because the other ones, they already have sales. So Facebook is going to try to spend more money to them with the CBO. That being said, I think the reason that it worked sometimes and sometimes it didn't, it's because it's a total gamble. You don't know how they're going to behave. Does it worth it? In my opinion, no. But I really like the way of thinking for this question. To be honest with you, my man, I have never thought of that. Do I know why? Yes, because I'm against it. I'm super against of adding things to a campaign that has already decided the distribution of the budget between the ad sets, because you have zero control on that. On the other thing, if you see what we do here on CBO, we have zero control on the budget that is being spent. But after that point, you can see that with my way of doing ads, we have some control of who is going to spend. Of course, Facebook still decides how many sales and stuff, but we still have some control of how much it's going to spend, how many assets we're going to leave. The only control that we give initially is how many assets we're going to have in the budget, so that we can see the distribution based on our experience optimizing a campaign. But other than that, initially, it's pretty brutal. We don't know what is going to happen. We cannot predict. After that point and the formation of the initial hot pockets, we do keep some control. With your way that you're proposing, you're just shuffling the cards all over again, and maybe it's going to work or not, but I believe that in the times that it worked for you, it worked because the extra budget just went to the campaigns that they were working anyway, and these campaigns they scaled without dying. So, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm guessing that this is the case. You can leave, for example, after closing these two assets in the example that we have before, the two assets open and take the risk of them optimizing or not. The same thing is happening even if you introduce other ads. Okay, maybe not all the 100 are going to go there, but I'm guessing that the 60, 70, 50, they're going to go there, which can still cause an issue. And maybe the 30 only to the new assets. So it is a good way of thinking. I like it. It's creative. It has technical explanation behind it, but I explained why I wouldn't use it and I don't like it. I hope it makes sense. Konstantinos, is there any difference between advanced plus shopping and broad crazy method, or the principle is similar? In terms of what? For example, the advanced plus and the broad crazy method is all about having different assets and optimizing in the asset level. The optimization that we do in a CBO campaign is completely different from the optimization that we do in an advanced plus campaign. You have to see the videos that we talk about the dominance of an ad. Of course, the hot pockets are being formed in the ad level. But in a CBO, we have different optimization, the CBO optimization, and in advanced plus, we have different optimization with dominant ads, and the way that we optimize there is different comparing to the CBO that we're watching more of the average. You cannot, in advanced plus, you cannot have good average results if your dominant ad is not having good results. Of course, there are different ways, especially in the optimization of advanced plus and crazy method broad targeting. Now, if you ask me if they target in the same way the broad targeting, based on if we believe what Meta says, it has to be in a different way, because I could see that in 99% of the cases, the CPMs with a broad crazy method campaign are higher from the CPMs of a broad, which is anyway advanced plus campaign. So maybe it's doing it differently. Maybe it's doing it like the advanced plus targeting. Maybe this is why the advanced plus targeting is working well on advanced plus campaign and not on normal CBO campaigns. Who knows? But if I must say something, because I always say the things that I observe, not whatever Facebook says, the CPM is always higher in a CBO campaign crazy method comparing to an advanced plus campaign, always. May I know what is the suitable cost? By the way, This doesn't involve when you have new pixels. I have made a video, I don't know when it's going to go live, that in your accounts, for example, I have observed that you do an Advanced Plus campaign, it has higher CPMs comparing to a normal CBO campaign with interests, for example. And I have done it in several accounts because several of my clients that I'm working with with them for years, they now are starting some new businesses. And while I don't take startups, with them it's different because I have to help them on these new businesses. And I started with new pixels and stuff and everything, and I could see that the Advanced Plus wasn't working there. Not only the fact that it wasn't having sales, but also the fact that it was having three times the CPMs of normal campaigns. So over there you have to start all over again with interest and go to lookalikes and so on. But it's moving pretty fast, actually, pretty fast, because they are rich people and they have a lot of budget. But I have scaled one account in 1 month to 2K per day, for example, and I'm already in 1% lookalikes. So the structure here is interests, crazy method with interests that are working, then 1% lookalikes, different 1% lookalikes to different assets. I will make a video about this for 2024 and how you can start a new ad account. Then you go to stacked lookalikes, maybe try to see if 1% stacked, 5% stacked is working, because 10% stacked works a little bit later, then 10% stacked lookalikes crazy method, and then you go to broad targeting crazy method or Advanced Plus campaigns, and maybe Advanced Plus is a little bit earlier also, you have to try it. But I tried starting with Advanced Plus in the 4 out of 5 ad accounts, because in one ad account Advanced Plus worked immediately. In the 4 ad accounts it didn't work. It had 0 sales, and then basically with interest it was having sales. I have also prepared for today one screenshot of someone sending some recommendations for one ad account that I manage. But I decided not to do that, debunking everything that he's saying. I'm just going to say that it's a little bit sad for someone to be on another account for a month, having 0 sales, me coming on the other account, having right now 400 sales already in 1.5 months, and then this person sending messages to the owner telling him how we can improve still the results. To be honest with you, if that was the case with me, I wouldn't even have the audacity to just even watch their contact number after that, because the truth is that you failed. What the do you want now? What are you trying to say? That you want to magically help us to lower the cost per acquisition? You failed. Let's go to the next one. May I know what is suitable cost per conversion in sale Facebook campaigns? Very big discussion, guys, all the time about what is the suitable cost per conversion, how many assets should I put in a campaign. It all depends to the numbers. I say, there is no suitable cost per conversion. It's not the same to sell something with 20 or something with 400. Each business has its own numbers. Thank you, but I want to ask what conversion we can consider reasonable and a perfect conversion. Are you talking about conversion rate? I think that I put this because this person got mad with me, and I think he deleted also his comment. I told him, so if I tell you $30 without any justification, you will believe me? And I think that after that he deleted the comment. Dude, if you're watching this, sorry if I offended you in any way, but you have to understand that me answering and you saying the same thing is not going to change my opinion about things. And you can tell me whatever you want, but I don't give a f***. I'm going to say my opinion. And as I said here, there is no suitable conversion. So don't ask me again the same thing like I'm going to answer you in a different way. Again, if I offended you in any way, sorry, but you're not going to change my opinion by just asking a second time. Next one. When you turn off assets in CBO campaigns, crazy method, and adjust budget from there, we already discussed this. Do you also filter out ads? For example, I have one ad out of 2 performing well. The other one is not even spending much anyways. Should I just leave it like that since the impact is minimal and to keep at least 2 ads running? Or should I turn it off even if I'm left with one ad in an ad set? So that really depends on the smaller budget. This is also something that came out from the community. I believe it was Alexander, but maybe I'm wrong that it was saying this, or maybe it's because it's his next comment and he's writing a lot. I remember him, but I don't remember. So this was coming from a person telling me that I was running dynamic creative ads. I was having 5 ads inside, and then I could see by breaking down the results that 1 or 2 or 3 ads, maybe 1 and 2, they were working well. So I was running again the same, but only with these 2 ads, and it was doing better. It makes total sense. I have never done it. I have seen it from the community. And why not? You have to also do some work. I'm not going to tell you everything. You have to tell me also some things, and I'm not a god. It's good that you're finding also things. I actually love it. So a lot of times in new ad accounts, I guess, if you limit the option of the ads when you're observing that they're doing well, so you start initially with your normal setup, dynamic creative ads, or 3 to 5 ads per ad set, and if you see that something is doing better, or if you see that something is influencing it, for example, spending a lot of money without having any sales, then on your next batch, you can go and you can just make them less, but this is a decision based on data that you are having good results, not only in ROAS, but also in volume. They also get a lot of sales, which is very important initially for ad accounts. In bigger ad accounts, it doesn't matter, okay? So in bigger ad accounts, if you were just doing that and you have a trend mixer and all of that, and your budget is big, just run it as it is. It's going to give you, again, the same results. You will see that the small one is not going to spend a lot and stuff. I can guarantee you that. In smaller ad accounts, though, I can tell you that I have seen, because I have tested it after that, that it's making an impact. It's making a healthy impact, and I think that especially if you are spending 100 or 200 per day, I think it can help a lot. Isabel. Let's go to Alexander. How to reduce budget safely? I think he made one question like this today also. Because apparently he's having a client who is having a call center, I think. Did I put this question here? Yeah. So here is his question also. So let's read to this one and we will make both of them together. How to reduce budget safely? I have a client who typically experiences a drop in lead quality conversion during the last 2 weeks before New Year. And they wanted to know if we could reduce the spend to 50 or 25% of our budget. We spend 100 per day per location across 6 locations. How much should I reduce the budget? How quickly should I do it? In the how quickly, there's no a pace of decreasing it small. Any guidance, highly appreciated. So you can do it immediately, I guess. In the day that things are going to, you can just increase it. Decrease it immediately. How much? I guess this really depends on the client. In my opinion, if it can let you do only a small amount, do a small amount. It depends on how much they can go down. And then he asks, hey, what should I do? Pause the ads or reduce the budget? Obviously, we talk about a problematic client here, Alexander, okay? There's no need for me to tell you that clients that they're always having these issues. Not everybody is suitable for Facebook advertisement, okay? The fact that they also want to advertise on Facebook and not adapt to it, a normal businessman, Alexander, would go and would say, okay, I have a call center, I have whatever. Can I make it 7 out of 7 so that I'm not going to disturb my ads? I don't care if you want to operate 6 days out of the 7. And I'm telling you that Facebook operates 7 out of 7. What are we going to do about that? Are we just going to say that, okay, this is how our business operates? Facebook doesn't give a f***. And this is what is going to cause you issues with your ads. So, reduce the budget. My client is experiencing a low conversion rate of leads that come in on Sundays. Their call center is active 6 days a week and every other day is fine, but they want me to stop spending on Sundays. What I would do is I would convince them not to stop spending on Sundays, and if they didn't listen, most probably we will stop cooperating after some months. I know you should keep, because a lot of times people say something, they told you about Sundays, we have to close it and stuff, and then they come and tell you, yeah, but results are not doing well. Well, you took a strategic decision of lowering the budgets or closing the ads during Sundays. And then he says, I know you should keep everything as simple as possible and try not to start Facebook, because I answered to you about this again and again. Letting the ad spends is not an option. So what would you do? I told you what I would do. And now let's discuss a little bit about this. I sent him a message and I told him, once I had a conversation with a client and he was asking me these kind of things, but I want to learn. And I told him, if I told you now that I'm going to punch you in the face, can you tell me the best possible way that I can punch you in the face? What can you? You can close your eyes, you can squeeze like this, but you're going to take a punch in the face, okay? So don't ask me if there is a possible way to do this in the best possible way or whatever. You are going to get punched in the face. So this is an example that is going to help you understand that sometimes on Facebook, there is not the best possible case. It's only one thing. You don't close your ads, you maintain them. That's the best case solution. Now, if you have to pick on something, let's say that someone puts a head in, because I think that at the end, you're going to ask me like this, Konstantinos, I understand that, but if someone put you a gun in the head, what would you do? Okay. If this is the question here, if someone put a gun into my head, I was going I was going to do something, which is, I was going to lower the budgets. Instead of closing them, I prefer if you close the budget, but still it's a punch in the face, okay? This is what I want you to understand. And also, I can see you here for 1 year. I cannot believe, you need to start filtering, guys, a little bit also your clients. If someone is not listening to you, it doesn't worth also your time, okay? So, I think we overanalyzed. Let's go. Hey, Konstantinos, I have a question. I've got a total of 6 products listed on my WooCommerce website, all related to supplements. These supplements tackle issues like weight loss, diabetes, infertility, and hair problems. All the problematic niches, okay? All of them are red alert for bans. Okay, so my top selling product happens to be the weight loss supplement. Whenever someone buys any supplement, it gets tracked as a conversion in my pixel. Right now I'm running Facebook ads only for the weight loss supplement, but I plan to promote the other products as well. Most probably he's going to ask something about the pixel if it's trained. Should I continue using the same pixel for all the products, or should I have separate conversion tracked for each product by using 6 different pixels, one of each specific product needs? Is it possible to track conversions for each product using 6 pixels in a WooCommerce site? The last product that remains here to advertise is CBD, Kratom, stuff like that. I'm joking, of course. There are people that are making money with hair loss and all of these supplements and stuff. But you have to be really careful with your ads, because a lot of times people were abusing it, They were showing people like me, and that you take a supplement and you lose 30 kilograms. These things are not happening. As my father says, they take thin people and they make them eat a lot so that they can take 30 kilograms so that they can take the before picture. So the before picture is actually the after, okay? My father is also fat like me. We like food in our family, okay? Here, we have a very basic question that I hear all the time. The solution here is very simple, yet super complicated. You are running with the same pixel, trying to see if a product has potential, and if it has potential, you do what we call a spin-off. A spin-off is a marketing phrase for telling that, okay, I'm selling this thing over here, selling, then I'm trying to sell this metallic thing, which is not wood, so that we can give it, this is a metallic thing. So I'm saying people are buying things from wood. Are they going to buy the metallic thing? Let me test it. You test it. If you see some good metrics and all of that, and you see that it's coming out, then you do a spin-off and you do a new site for this metallic thing with specific marketing for the metallic thing, metallic themes, metallic fonts, whatever that may be, and then you try to sell this product separately with its own pixel. Having 6 different pixels for products that you don't know if they're going to sell, it's not okay. Also having 6 pixels in a website, it's not okay. So you try to sell it with your main pixel, which is also having some data at least on supplements. So I'm not saying selling completely different things, for example selling a car and a pillow, but here we're talking about supplements. So if all of them are supplements, okay, try. But just keep in your mind that most probably, if you sell, for example, for diabetes, it's going to find people with diabetes which also have hair loss issues. Was it hair loss, the first one? Or weight loss, not hair loss. It's going to find also people that they have weight loss issues, which is a very good fit actually. Diabetes and weight loss, they can pretty well work together. But diabetes people, they are thin because they don't eat sweets and stuff, are they? Or maybe no, but some of them they are fat because they are chopping their foods and stuff. Are they? I don't know. Anyway, so at least you have one basic thing over here, which is that you have supplements. So based on the fact that you have supplements, that means that you can advertise their products. If something is doing better, do a spin-off and do a specific marketing for it with a pixel instead of doing such a big change. With 6 pixels and stuff, it would be impossible to manage also, and I don't think it's worth it. Hey Konstantinos, is the ROAS better if you were to split retargeting ads into a different sales campaign? Or should you combine the prospecting and the retargeting ads into one sales campaign using Advanced Plus or on Facebook? You cannot do retargeting on Advanced Plus. Advanced Plus is only cold traffic. Are you talking about the cap, the retargeting cap on Advanced Plus? I don't know if you're talking about that, but if we want to talk about account structure, yes, you need to have a different retargeting campaign. You should not have, for example, a CBO campaign with cold traffic ads and retargeting ads inside, because the audiences are completely different. A retargeting, also the metrics that you see are completely different. For example, you might see $5 cost per purchase in a retargeting and having 5 ROAS, and having 30 cents in a cold traffic campaign and having 3 ROAS, for example. Retargeting ads are different because they're talking to a specific audience. Broad targeting ads or normal leaders ads or whatever, if they put in a CBO campaign with a retargeting ad, they're going to take all the budget because they are ads that they have more potential reach, so Facebook is going to spend on them. So of course you need to keep them separate. If you are asking about the Advantage Plus retargeting, I think that in most cases, except from some exceptions, there are some businesses that they cannot sell, for example, 2 times the same product. For example, in these cases, you don't even do retargeting to these people. For example, one stupid example is a trip to moon. You're not going to retarget these people. They're not going to go again to moon for a trip. Or even if some do, it's just a small percentage. Now, my Advanced Plus campaigns was working with 3 creatives and I added 4 more creatives and the sales disappeared. Welcome to the club. Look, it's fine to do this kind of mistakes and learning. If you don't believe me for the things that I'm telling you, you can just go test them. You can just say, I don't believe you, whatever, and you can go test them. But this person, for example, is coming here and is putting a comment in a video that I said, if something is working, don't touch it and so on. Meta is proposing to add new creatives inside. Meta was proposing, for example, on Black Friday to go and change your copy to Black Friday copy and then change the copy again to Black. That's total BS, okay? I don't even know if these people are thinking in a technical way, but it doesn't matter because they don't do ads, they don't understand us. This person now that is doing ads, if someone tells him that you can add creatives inside your Advanced Plus, what do you think that is going to be um, his express of feelings. He's going to say you're clueless, you don't know what you're talking about, because he lived this thing. This is why you see me sometimes getting passionate about things and talking about this and that, and this is not working, because I have done these mistakes. I know when I'm telling you how to optimize an advanced plus campaign, it's because I have learned how to optimize them, because during the process of learning that, I have ruined a lot of advanced plus campaigns. The same thing is happening here. The next time someone is going to talk to want it here and tell him about adding new creatives or a sales rep, he's going to say you don't know what you're talking about. This is why sometimes it might sound like I'm super strong opinion about things, because I have done these mistakes and I cannot hear again and again and again people proposing these mistakes like I'm the exception, for example, and no, or traffic campaigns, for example, they're proposing run traffic campaigns and they retarget them. We have done that. We know that it's not working. Nobody is there to retarget. It's bad quality traffic. So, and now more and more people are getting not confused, convinced about these things, because they're doing what they propose. It's not working, and then they just don't. They just tell it to people, and they say, "No, I'm not going to do it. It's not working." So it's good if you're doing mistakes and you are learning. And if you're not listening to me or someone else that you follow on YouTube or whatever, it's fine. Still, you're going to learn by your own mistakes. What we're doing here is that I'm trying, instead of you learning by losing $200, $300, I'm trying to protect you from that. This is why I'm showing you also data and ad accounts, in order to understand that it's not something that I have seen in my dream and I woke up and I told you don't do this and that. I have done these mistakes before you, because I have a lot of ad accounts, I have spent and stuff. It's easier for me to find what is working and what doesn't work. If a new feature is coming, for example, right now, and I forgot to mention it earlier, they have these new features, the AI features within the ad level, the music and all of that. And basically, I have seen that when you use them, it's not okay. And lately I have seen also some ads that while I'm putting a normal link, I can see that they are sending people to the shop. And the whole way that this is happening is because they are auto-tagging products. So you have to be very careful now with the AI recommendations, because to be honest with you, first of all, by using them, I haven't found any difference. Secondly, it causes issues like changing the headlines and all of that, which is a little bit problematic for the branding of several companies. Third of all, it's pushing this concept because they want you to spend money so that they can train it. If they want you to spend money on something, they have to give you a free credit. They should not try to impose it, okay? For example, auto-tagging products so that people can go and buy from the shop, it means that they're going to take also a commission from the transactions that are going to happen there and everything. So it's on their benefit to make people buy from the shops. And the way that this is happening is the AI or Facebook recognizes some products on the images and auto tags them. So you have to be careful when you do ads to go and check them inside on the ad level, on the different placements. You have to edit and see if it auto tagged any product. And then you have to see on the Shopify store if you're connecting the products to the shop, because it's getting it also from there. If you're just trying to see how it's finding them from Shopify. From Shopify, when you add a product and you put a connected channel to it and you have Facebook, for example, to it, then what it does is that it goes and it takes this product and it auto tags it to it. So that's the AI things. It's going to keep getting more and more pushy from Facebook to add these things. Because they want the algorithm to learn. This is how Advantage Plus campaigns start also. The more people that they are using them, the more it's going to get trained. This is why Advantage Plus became popular, because a lot of people started using them and then they became popular, and now they're working better and better because more and more people use them. So doing mistakes, it's fine. I hope that you won't do that many, and you will see that you will see many more of the videos, I guess, because I'm doing these mistakes already for you. Hi Konstantinos, one of my products has generated 250 sales in UK and I want to test USA with lookalikes. What would be the optimal lookalike size to begin with? Is 1% a decent size or too small? I was thinking about 10%, but it could be too broad as 250 sales is not a lot of data. Any advice? 1% lookalike is of course the way to go. I wouldn't do 10% lookalikes yet. Of course, it really depends on your niche and how big the niche is. For example, if you have a niche which is fairly big or like the travel niche, which is huge, maybe you need many more conversions. Also, it depends on the country, how big the country is. And that being said, you can start with 1% lookalikes. The best bet that you have right now in order to test it is a CPO campaign. One ad set, 1% lookalike add to cart, 1% lookalike checkout, 1% lookalike view content, 1%. So different ad sets with different lookalike on each one of them, depending on what is your budget and your average cost per purchase. You can go and you can see how many ad sets you can add. Next one. When you gradually scale, let's say from 5K per month ad spend to 20K per month ad spend, how many of those are the same campaigns from the original 5K ad spends when you reach 20K? Most of the times, all of the campaigns from the originals have to stay. You don't have to replace them. This is why we said that you have to see the case studies. We are building campaigns and these campaigns are staying there. So that they can keep getting data and post IDs, and you're scaling with different creatives, different products, and different countries in several other accounts. But 100% is the answer. 100% of the 5K campaigns are staying there. The 15K is extra. And of course, you don't have to scale the 5%. You can do extra campaigns on top of that. Most of the time scaling these campaigns is going to cause you issues and you're not going to be able to go to 20K. Hello everyone, new guy in house, welcome. Compliments on YouTube videos, probably the only guy who is actually showing really strong data over a period of time. Thank you. Very, very useful for social media agencies, highly appreciated. 2. Question. How long before Advantage Plus shows full performance? Have been running the campaign for 7 days and it's hitting break-even ROAS or close to it. We have no idea. Should we keep running it or not? It's 100 per day, 10 proven creatives. Frequency. We understand the power of marketing is in retargeting. After 7 days, frequency is still on 1.5. When will it start getting to 5 and 7? Your frequency should not get to 5 and 7. This is not good if it goes to 5 and 7. It's good if it stays there. Now, overall, we need some guidance regarding time frames because we are slowly losing our minds by taking the ads manager on our phones and environments. You should not do that. Let me tell you this. First of all, about the frequency and retargeting. Retargeting doesn't mean that you spam people. It's not good to spam people. But as we said, as long as frequency is below 10 and you're getting good ROAS, keep doing it. But the thing is this, on Advanced Plus, it's a cold traffic campaign. You don't want to retarget so much, okay? And there has been a very big dispute between people about how much is retargeting or not. This is how they introduced the new cap system retargeting that you can put up to 10 or 20% or 30% or 50% retargeting. Now, that being said, I want to tell you this. If you're on break even on the last 7 days, that means that maybe you can optimize this campaign. So when you're running a campaign, you leave it for 2, 3, 4 days, depending on how big is the average order value of the product. If the average order value is big, we wait a little bit more. But let's say 7 days is the max. And then you see, does it worth my time and my money to optimize this Advantage Plus? Because if I start seeing a campaign I'm on break even, do you have any ads inside the Advantage Plus that you can close and maybe lower the budget a little bit or keep the budget the same? If you have a lot of ads, you have to see my Advanced Plus optimization videos so that it can optimize and get better or stabilized or whatever. Or I'm at the start and I'm having a pixel which is getting trained. Does it worth for me to go with a break-even ROAS for a period in order to train my pixel so that it can get better and go to profitability? These are the things that you need to decide, and I think that if you're breaking even, at least it's worth the try for you to try to optimize it. Next one. Hi Konstantinos, first of all, I would like to thank you for all the helpful videos you've been posting lately. Not lately, man, for 2 years now. What are you talking about? So the first videos were not good. It's okay. They have helped me generate over 200k in sales over the past few months. Also, I wish you great upcoming holidays. Thank you, man. And I'm really happy for your success. For my e-commerce store, my main market is Spain. I have generate around 2,500 sales, mainly using broad targeting. How would you recommend testing other countries like UK, US, etc.? The problem with the product is that it doesn't have any specific interest. Maybe I should skip interest then and start with lookalike audiences right away. You have already done sales, so you can do lookalikes, but you cannot do lookalikes on other countries based on the data of Spain. As you can understand, the lookalikes that you can do is per country, so you can do lookalikes for Spain. If you talk about UK and USA, you take the creatives that work in Spain. I hope they're not going to be only in Spanish language, and you are going to run them with Advanced Plus or broad targeting crazy method on UK and US, and you will see if you can have success there. It's very difficult to go from Spain to United Kingdom and United States. It's much more easier if you were the opposite, having a pixel trained in United States or United Kingdom and go to Spain, which is also difficult. I feel like for broad, I don't have yet enough data, especially for markets like US. But the data that you have for Spain has nothing to do with the data in the United States. If it's going to work, it's going to work because it's working there. Okay, so the pixel is not trained for United States anyway, not even for lookalikes, not even for interest. You were going to start all over again training it for that. But then again, is lookalike data from one country valid in another country? No, it's not. You cannot do a lookalike with your data for United States. It's not going to work. You can test it, and if it works, you can tell me. But good stuff. You have that many sales already, and you're in a good pace. Next one. Hey Konstantinos, Konstantin actually. If I have 3 ads in an ad set that are giving me 2-3 ROAS and others that are currently at 7 but are slowly creeping up higher over the last few days, should I turn off the ones that are giving me 0.7 and run another ad set with the same ads that are giving me 2-3 ROAS, or would you let them sit and continue to grow? Thank you. If the average results are good, you don't touch it, because it falls under the category of if something is working, you don't touch it. After having CBO campaigns and several assets, if they give you an average result that is good, even if one of them is bad there, it's going to be your volume. Just maintain it as volume, and you don't want to lose this balance, and the other ones are producing the results you want. If the average ROAS that you are getting is okay, just keep it. Don't touch it, because maybe by touching it, you're going to ruin all the others also. It's about the risk that you want to take. If you don't believe me, touch it and see what is going to happen. And then by doing that again and again, you will see that you will stop touching your campaigns. I am new here. Welcome. A question is, why is it necessary to schedule a time to start advertising at 6 a.m.? Is there any video that can explain this reason? I gave him the link for the video, and yes, there is a video that's explaining it. The main reason behind that is that when you start your ads, the budgets reset daily at 12 at midnight for the time that you have set. So if you're starting your ads at 6 o'clock and you have $500 spent, it's going to try to spend all of this $500 in 6 hours, basically, which is not okay. Secondly, the first 24 and 48 hours, most probably the 24 hours, are very crucial because Facebook is favoring you. It's giving you the low-hanging fruits initially so that you can have some conversions and you can continue getting more sales, because Facebook is working with consecutive sales. It says Konstantinos was a sale, let's find a similar person like him, and so on and so on. This is how it optimizes. So it's giving you initially the low-hanging fruits, and yes, Facebook is extremely capable of doing that. It knows exactly who is going to buy and when. How? With our behavior all of these years. It knows if we're spending our money by the 15th of the month. It knows what we're going to do. It knows most probably that I'm going to become a father because my wife is watching things about the baby right now. It knows everything. It's an AI. So we have this, and that's the main reasons, because your first 24 hours are very crucial because of what we said earlier, and we don't want to just spend all the budget in 5 hours. We just want to give it an evenly spent in the best day that we will have. In terms of potential, not in terms of ROAS, because maybe later we will have better ROAS with optimization. Next one, the only thing that I don't get about doing the duplication of ads, that's crazy method, is why using CBO if one is going to take like 90% of the budget. I have a $30 per day, so maybe 3 assets, so it could be around 10 in a broad of 4 million. I don't know if it has to be 10. It depends on your cost per purchase that you are getting, I guess. Because if you are getting $30 cost per purchase, you have to do only one asset, basically. The reason that we are doing CBO is because we want the CBO to decide how much it's going to spend per asset, and we don't do an ABO because we don't want to spend around on 10 or 20. We want to have the chance of the CBO finding one asset which is going to spend 50, 60, 70, 80 without us taking the risk of starting from 10, taking to 20, 30, 40, 50. So all of that is happening because we want CBO initially to start and because we have a very good system of optimizing a CBO campaign. Next one. Konstantinos, you've mentioned in one of your videos to not combine image and video creatives. Does this rule apply with Advanced Plus shopping? 100%. You can do 2 different campaigns. I tell him that and he says, and does this go more deeply? For example, don't combine images with carousels, don't combine long videos with shorts up 30 seconds, or does this matter? Yes, it goes deeply, not in the length of the video. So videos alone, images alone. Carousels with images, carousels are going to take most of the budget. Catalogs with videos or images, catalogs are going to take most of the budget. So most of the budget goes catalogs, videos, catalogs, videos, carousel, they go together, then images. And this is how the budget is being taken by the Advantage Plus. The reason is engagement. Initially, the ads are going to start engaging, and this is what defines how Facebook is going to continue spending money to those. So catalogs are taking a lot of engagement because they show a lot of different products in a carousel. Carousel is getting clicks because people are, when they scroll like this, they actually interact with it, so it's getting more engagement. Videos are getting engagement because as you scroll down, the first 3 seconds of viewing something are considered engagement, and people have autoplay on the videos. And images are the least possible to engage because someone has to click or do something. So this is how Advanced Plus initially is deciding how much it's going to spend to it, and we want to avoid by doing stupid combination, not giving enough chances to an image, for example, which can convert pretty well. In all of my career, I have seen rarely an image win a video in the spending inside Advanced Plus, and this one case was recently with one image winning 3 videos in Advanced Plus, and it was pretty amazing to see it, but you rarely see it, okay? It's like seeing a blue lobster, it's very rare. Have you found CPMs higher in Advanced Plus campaign? No, we discussed about this. Most of the time it's lower, but I can tell you that I have found them higher in untrained pixels comparing to running CBO campaigns with interests. But most of the time it's lower on trained pixels and other accounts. In my campaigns, I exclude customers who have already bought. As they buy a course, they don't need it again. I only have one product. Is that okay? Yes. In several businesses, if you don't have the chance, don't do retargeting. It's totally fine. But let me tell you also that retargeting is not there just to have repeated customers or, for example, excluding past customers here, it's totally fine, okay? But a lot of times people don't do retargeting because of that reason. Retargeting can also bring people that they are considering to buy and they haven't bought, okay? So in retargeting, you can exclude, for example, the people who purchased if you want, but do retargeting. Sometimes people don't do retargeting because they say, I only want fresh clients, so only cold. It doesn't go like this. I'm about to start the crazy method. Do you suggest using both Advanced Plus campaign and CBOs? It depends, whatever it works better for you. The reason that we do all of these different strategies in the channel and everything is because I want you to have different weapons for the battle and see whatever is working for you, and whatever is working for you, you know how to optimize it, and if you know how to optimize it, you can have the best possible results. Next one. So when you receive around 5 videos from the creative team, do you initially test different hooks and edits on these videos in a manual CBO? Then you put the winners in Advanced Plus, or do you simply put them as they are in Advanced Plus and see what happens? In most other accounts, I put them immediately in Advanced Plus. Yes, they have been performing very well since last year, but in the last month the latest set of videos has not been performing well, even though they follow the same style as the previous winning videos. If this happens to you, what do? Do you request new edits in these videos to launch them with a new Advanced Plus? You keep different versions until they work. Also look on seasonality. The things that didn't work on December might work this month, for example, because he writes this message on December. December can be challenging if creatives don't work in something that provenly works, like, for example, an Advanced Plus campaign. In the account, then go to new ones. Also check cost per unique click and CTR to see if you are within your normal numbers. I think when you think that creatives are not working, you need to see, have I done a similar campaign that was working with other creatives? If the answer is yes, then you know that this structure is working if you have the proper creatives inside. And then by just evaluating the different numbers that you have with past results for CTR and all of that, you know if it's going to work or not. Next one. Hey man, just a quick question. I've posted most of my campaigns on 22nd of December and want to resume advertising now. Is it better to start the same campaign or create a new one using post IDs? What are your thoughts? Look, sometimes when you open past campaigns, when you turn them on, they do work. I would try that first without excluding it. And then if they don't work for 5-6 days, I would just launch new ones, duplicating these ones, try to, relaunch them. Hi Konstantinos. So in theory, would that mean if a campaign is killing it with 3 assets and 1 ad in each, do not add more creatives to the campaign? 100%. You have seen the other comment that was that the campaign failed after he did. Do you test creatives outside of the winning campaign or within to see if it beats the other ads? Thanks. So as you can see, it's always the same thing. Do I add creatives to my working ads? Don't do it. If something is working, just don't do it. You call it winning campaign. Do you want it to be losing campaign? Don't do it. Next one. Good morning, Konstantinos. I have a question. I watched all the free course. The question is, I want to optimize an Advanced Plus campaign, turning off low performance ads, a lowering budget as you said, but Facebook stops me saying the campaign is still in learning mode after 2 weeks since that start. Should I stop the low performing ads anyway or listen to Facebook? Facebook is having these prompt messages that they say that if you turn it off, you have to give it more time and all of that. I must tell you that you should just ignore it. And the more you have experience optimizing Advanced Plus campaigns or CVO campaigns, you keep ignoring it more. I know it's intimidating, but you have to ignore it. At the end of the day, you will learn by your own mistakes. You should not trust Facebook when it says this is a prompt message that is being triggered when it says specific data. It doesn't mean that it's correct. For example, I keep ignoring them and they have 0 issues on my optimizations. If this is helping you more. 3 more, guys, okay? 3 more, and we're done. Does spending more in a campaign or having a large ad set budget in ABO mean that you will be the competition? I'm worried my competitor is taking all the best traffic because the budget is 300 per day in USA and I'm only on 5100. Or does that not matter as Meta will try to create a market for me as well? Guys, with your spends, you're not the ones that you are dictating the market. Most probably there's someone else who's spending much more and you're not the big dogs over here. So don't care about the guy who's spending 300 and you're spending 100. Both of you are not competing with each other. You're competing with other bigger players that most probably you don't know. But yes, in bigger budget is really important. Having an established position and then making everybody suffer that they try to go to your numbers, yes, it's very important. Next one. So when you duplicate the campaign, do you disable everything except the leading ads in the original campaign? Oh, he's talking about scaling with Advanced Plus campaign. When you see that you have one or two ads working there, it doesn't mean that the others don't work. So you duplicate the Advanced Plus and you turn off the one or two that are working in the original one, and you start a new one to see if the other ads are going to work. Because Advanced Plus is also a campaign that we do with a lot of creators. You can put 15, 20 inside. If you have only two working, what about the other 18? You don't know if they're working or not. Maybe you have also good creatives there, and you will end up with two Advanced Plus campaigns. For example, if you had two ads that were actually getting spent, do you disable everything except those two in the original campaign, and then disable those two in the duplicate, and then disable those two in the duplicate? So he's asking, after you do the transition, do you close the ads in the original campaign? No, you don't have necessarily to close the ads in the original campaign because they're not taking budget anyway. Not only spend but sales. I tell him that you don't have to see also the spend that they have, but also if they have sales. Volume and draws, if in Advanced Plus you get two ads taking all budgets and sales, rest of the ads might be able to get sales too. So you duplicate the campaign and you run it without the two winning or one winning ad that you had in the first campaign. That way you keep the first and you test also your other creatives that didn't get budget. If it works and your creatives are good, you have two campaigns and double the budget. If it doesn't, you just close the new and keep the first simple. Hey, so wouldn't you want to disable the other ads that were not getting any spend? They're not getting any spend, so don't bother with them. If you want, you can disable them. It's fine. Both of the things are fine. In the first campaign, since you are now testing them in the second campaign, or is it okay to keep everything on the first campaign? For example, Advanced Plus has 10 assets, one is getting all the spend and sales. I duplicate the campaign and turn off the leading ad in the new campaign. Do I turn off the other 9 ads in the original campaign so that only the best performing ones is running? I'm asking because if I duplicate in a third and fourth time, there could be a few identical ads in each campaign. Thank you very much. Dude, I don't think that you should abuse it so much, okay? If you do it 2 times, you already won. Just find other creatives for your other Advanced Plus. Last question. Thank you for the video. I was wondering, when you mentioned the 8 Advanced Plus cap on ad accounts, how much overlap is there in creative between these campaigns? When I was talking about 8 Advanced Plus campaigns, I'm not saying that you should run with the same creatives. Most probably, I'm saying, and this is what I do, that you should use different creatives in each one of the Advanced Plus campaigns. As I said, and as we close this podcast, which is huge, I don't want you to abuse the things that I say. For example, this person is saying, okay, that's good. I have 15 creatives. I'm going to create 5 Advanced Plus campaigns. No, I'm just saying that sometimes if you have a lot of lag between you and your developer until you get the new creatives, you can duplicate it and you can run one campaign with the other creatives, the remaining ones. Don't abuse the 8 Advanced Plus, for example, with the same creatives. Don't do all of that, okay? It's abusing. And last one, which is Freelancer Diaries apparently. I'm looking to raise money for a project and need someone who has experience targeting high net worth individuals. Guys, there's these people that they want to target rich people. You know, everybody wants to target rich people. So we have the real estate, we have investors, financial advisors, insurance companies. Everybody wants to target the rich people. They must be accredited investors. I'm not sure what the best channel is, Facebook, Google, Instagram, or something else. So I need someone who has experience in this area. He's polite and all of that, but I just wanted to stress out that trying to find rich people on Facebook, it's not ideal. And a lot of times people come like this. Do you know why? Because back in the day it was easy. You could target homeowners. You could target even dog owners, guys. You could target people with high income. Now the only way that you can do that is maybe by using zip codes of rich areas and stuff in the United States and stuff, but also this needs some extra research in order to find them and stuff. It's very difficult. I have run ads for investors and stuff. Strangely enough, they worked. It was on the fuel niche, and they did work, but we always have this issue of if an investor was investing enough or less money and all of that. And of course, I have done my biggest trick ever, targeting a CEO from a company with a method of adding 1,000 woman emails and his email, and showing him ads for 1 month until he converted to the thing. Maybe he never learned it, I don't know, but I have done it. Basically, it's a very good, efficient way of targeting one person by just adding 991 known emails. Okay, you know that these emails are legit on Facebook of females, and you put his, and then you in the targeting you just target men. Anyway, it was really interesting, and I have NDAs about it, so I cannot talk about comments and stuff. But I can tell you that it worked after 2 months. He was seeing our ads, and he actually converted to what we wanted. So there are some ways of targeting extremely rich people. But other than that, I can tell you that it became more and more difficult by the time. And back in the day, this was the strong point of Facebook, this huge and good targeting that you could do, targeting dog owners and all of that. It was an amazing period with amazing results, guys. Every idiot person was doing ads and they were having good results. And now this is why everybody is caring about Facebook, because Facebook became more and more difficult, because the situation brought it to the point that they had to add this and that, which make it more complex. While it was just a platform that you put a pixel, you do some ads and you are having results. It was amazing. But we're talking about 2015, 2016, 2014. These were good years, and the crazy method was working even crazier on that period. That's all, guys. It's a big podcast, but I'm back, so I have to do a very big entry. I hope you enjoyed it. I filtered a little bit of the questions, but I tried to put as many as I could, and I will see you guys on the next one. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News Podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.